Okay. So I have given a very good explanation about all the Jenkins topics. Okay. All the Jenkins topics I have covered. And even I was explained you the real-time stuff. And yeah, we do have some pending that I will be covering. And apart from that, what we are going to do real time in real time, what we are going to do as part of Jenkins. So you see that what are the roles and responsibilities I have covered here. See, when you are working on CI/CD, right? So you are going to act as a Jenkins admin. Okay. So Jenkins admin or DevOps admin, whatever you call it as. Okay. But when you are trying to act as a Jenkins admin or DevOps admin, your roles and responsibilities will be like this. Okay. So you need to create users, you need to create roles. Okay. I have already given a topic on it. Like I have already taken a class on it, like users, what is users, how we are going to create users. Okay. What are the roles? So a role-based strategy plugin that I have explained. Okay. So you are going to install that role-based strategy plugin and you are going to create roles. There are two topics, manage roles and assign roles. Okay. So you are going to assign the users to the roles accordingly. Okay. So that's going to be a that's going to be a responsibility as part of admin. When you're acting as a Jenkins admin, or you're just as part of a team also, your manager or your team lead will ask you to create the users for Jenkins. Okay, all the development users, all the DB users, all the test users. So you are responsible for creating all these users. Okay, creating the roles and assigning the roles to them. Okay, so that's about the very first point. And second point is very important. That is the only main responsibility of yours. Okay, you need to create Jenkins CI/CD pipeline for the entire project. Okay, so here creating Jenkins CI/CD pipeline for the entire project includes creation of Jenkins file. Okay, so in the Jenkins file itself, you are going to have all the code. Okay, whether it may be a scripted code or it may be a declarative code. Okay, we have in pipelines, we are going to have two types of pipelines. Okay, so under Jenkins file, we are going to write it in two ways: scripted way and declarative way. Okay, so as part of this, you are responsible for to create the Jenkins file first and to integrate all the DevOps tools here and creation of CI/CD pipelines. Okay, so creation of CI/CD pipelines here is like based upon your requirement, whether you can go with multi-branch pipeline or you are just going with pipeline. So, but in real time, 80% of your project comes with multi-branch pipeline. Okay, so there will be for your particular GitHub repository, there will be n number of n number of branches. So I don't say n number of branches, but I will say like 3 to 4 branches will be available, or 5 to 6 branches will be available. Okay, so whether it may be a development branch, master branch, development branch, SIT branch, PT branch, UAT branch, and the production branch. Okay, so based upon the branch, you need to take the build. Okay, based upon the branch, you need to take the build. So that's why, okay, you are going to create pipeline. Okay, you are going to create pipeline for the entire project, in the sense for every microservice. Okay, so once I explain you on the pipeline projects, right, that I will tell you like how you exactly are going to do it out. Okay, so for every microservices, you are going to create, okay, you are going to create a pipeline. Okay, so that's about second task. Integrate all the DevOps tools and AWS services for build process, test process, and deployment process. Okay, so what it means exactly is, so before setting up of a pipeline, you need to set up the infrastructure first. AWS infrastructure. Okay, creation of VPCs, creation of security groups. Okay, creation of load balancers, auto scalings, creation of ECS clusters or EKS clusters. That I will explain you tomorrow. Okay, sorry, not tomorrow, when I was coming up with the AWS classes. Okay, and you need to integrate all the DevOps tools. Where you are going to integrate all the DevOps tools? So I mentioned that a file called Jenkins file. Under that Jenkins file only, you are going to mention, okay, what are the stages and steps. So that integrating of tools, where we have done. So directly you can able to do with the help of Jenkins file itself, or if it has to happen to all the what are the pipeline you are creating it here. So you need to go ahead with manage Jenkins, configure system, and the systems you need to configure it. Okay, and the tools you need to configure it. That we have taken care already. That we have took already. You remember, right? What we are like, how we have Maven installed Maven locally. Okay, and how we
Yes.
have installed Jenkins. Sorry, how we have given a path of Sonar Cube. Okay, you remember,
Yeah. Yeah.
guys? That's our last classes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
and work on Jenkins home folder backup that I have already given. Okay, so how to back up a home folder? How to back up home folder? How to back up Jenkins home folder. I've already shared all the videos with you, right? Did I miss any video?
No. Share the thin backup using thin
Yeah, thin
backup.
backup plugin, and you can use shell scripting also. Okay, or you can use an entire
Yes.
file system backup. Okay,
Yes.
so that's where, and automating test cases. So and sometimes, okay, sometimes testing team, they will reach out to you and they will ask you to create CI/CD pipeline for the test cases, automation of test cases. So I mean, automation of doing a test using the test cases. Okay, Selenium test cases will be there. You need to automate the test cases. Okay, but the test cases and all giving by your testing team, but you need to configure CI/CD pipeline for it. Okay, you should be working on that too. So go ahead with the browser and try to check there like how we can automate edge cases. Okay. So everything, if I explain you right, so you will just like you will go ahead and you will just take my, I mean, you go to the video again back and you will just keep that mind and you will just go to interview and tell the same. Okay. But I don't want. Go back to your browser and see that like how we can able to automate the edge cases. Okay. That is one. And master and slave concept. So you should be part of setting up a master and slave concept for your project. Okay. So you know how to set up master and slave concept, right? Or you want me to explain that again? I have given all the videos and everything to you, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So be prepared with that master and slave concept. For sure, you are going to get that issue. Okay. And yeah, one second. And yeah, so need to work on day-to-day issues. See here, there are n number of build issues happening, right?
Yes.
So when we are working on CI/CD pipeline, there we are going to have n number of build issues. Okay, and deployment issues we are going to occur. So you should be responsible for, okay, you should be responsible for resolving all those issues. Okay, so let's say there are build issues where development team will take care. So let's say dependency jar issues, compilation issues, missing property files. So these all build issues will take care by development team. Okay, we need to share the issue details with the development team. They will resolve the issues. So when the CI/CD pipeline ran, okay, so when the CI/CD pipeline ran, and so if you find out any issue, one second, I just want to plug my. Yeah. So there may be like when we are doing CI/CD pipeline, you are going to get many issues. But as an experienced guy, you should be in a position to differentiate whose issue it is. Okay, whose issue it is. Okay, so you should always aware like there are many build issues. So there are some DevOps problems. There may be some development team problems. If it is a compilation issue, so you will see that the compilation error when you are trying to build a code, right? So directly you will show that, I mean, as part of the console output, you will see that compilation issue. So when you see that compilation issue, you directly need to go ahead with, I mean, you directly need to contact development team or you directly ping the development team that, see, there is a compilation issue. You have to resolve it. So we need to tell them like that. Okay. And dependency jar issues. You get an issue called jar dependency missing, something like that. Okay. So their development team is responsible for it. Missing property files. So you will see an issue called missing property files. So you need to check with the development team only. Okay. So those we need to give that the job details to them that okay, see, this is the job I have run now. This is the build I have run now. See, I have find some issues. I think this is for development team. So can you please take a look on it? Something like that we need to ask development team. Okay. And DevOps problems, even we have DevOps problems here. See here, not configuring DevOps tools properly, not correctly giving the versions of Java, Maven, Sonar Cube. Okay. Sonar Scanner, I will say Sonar Scanner, Sonar Cube server, Sonar Cube. Okay. And credentials issues, credential issues. See here, that is one thing. And Java heap problem. I will explain you in another class. Java heap problem, heap size. Okay, Java heap size and issue వస్తున్నది. Okay na? So అదొకటి ఉంటుంది. Java Jenkins heap size. You will get like that. Okay, Java Jenkins heap size. Okay. Sonar.project.properties file and out ఉంటుంది. Sonar cube లో. Okay. So there you need to configure it correctly, the project and everything. Okay. And memory issues, a lot of memory consumed because of what old artifacts, jar files, Docker files. So you need to take a look on it and you need to remove all those whatever unnecessary. Okay. See here, this is enough to share in real time. And even when you are trying to do, okay, even when you try to CS, when you try to run CI/CD, but what is the issue we have faced earlier, Kusma? We faced one issue, right? And we have resolved it. What is that issue? 2 days back on our.
Jenkins not configured properly. Yeah.
So you need to
Jenkins
take a
సరిగ్గా
look on it. Like, yeah,
integrate అవ్వలేదు.
yeah. Try to. I mean, from Jahid and Kusma, at least I want 3 issues from both
Yeah.
of you side. Okay. Anyway, you have ran it right. You know that what's the issue. So copy that.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
share those 3 issues with me, and I will keep it out here. Okay. So that way, like there are
Okay.
many issues we are facing. Okay. And the deployment issues. See here, these are
Okay.
all build issues. There are deployment issues. ECS task when we are deploying with ECS, there may be some problem with ECS task definition file. When you are deploying in EKS clusters, there may be problem with the deployment.yml file. Okay, image problem. Sometimes we will pull the image from ECR repository. Sometimes we pull the image from Docker Hub. Okay, when I'm explaining on ECS and EKS and Docker and Kubernetes, that you will get to know what I'm explaining exactly here. Okay, so not giving correct details of the image. So we should always make sure that we are giving correct details as part of our destination file or the deployment.yml file. Okay, not creating a log group. Sometimes we miss it to create log group, CloudWatch log group. Okay, then it is going to throw an issue us. Memory CPU not configured correctly. Okay, some memory and CPU not configured correctly for the application. Okay, you will deploy. Okay, but application will require a lot of memory. Let's say an application like buy now services, it requires 4 GB of memory and 8 GB of memory. Okay, but when you after deploying it throw like, I mean, you have created a volume for 4 GB, but the requirement is 8 GB. The deployment will get failed. Okay, so you should make sure that like how much of memory it is required. So who is going to give memory and CPU details? So you need to connect with the development team and you need to get that memory and CPU requirements. Okay, port number. So you need to get the port number from the development team only. Okay, when you are configuring an application or you're deploying an application, you need to get the port number, like when you are creating this task definition file or when you are creating this deployment.yml file, right? So you should get that port number and memory and CPU details from the development team. Okay, don't forget it. Okay, so that's your responsibility, guys. And a part of implementing Jenkins shared library concept. So shared library, I'll explain in tomorrow class what is shared library. Okay, so installing new plugins. So when there are new requirements, okay, you should require, I mean, based upon the requirements, okay, your manager will ask you to install some few plugins, or your team lead will ask you to deploy few plugins or install few plugins, or you will get to understand that, okay, these are the requirements for the development team or testing team. So I need to configure this. Sometime they will ask you to, when you're doing the testing, right? Testing team will ask you to install Jacob plugin. Okay, so you should be in a position to install that. So that's your responsibility. Okay, so responsible for taking up the requirements for development team, working closely with them. So that is fine. Responsible for creating CI/CD pipeline all environments. So we are creating Jenkins CI/CD pipeline. Here also I mentioned responsible for creating CI/CD pipeline for all the environments. It is not like one environment. Okay, you need to work for all the environment, guys. Okay, so that's about the Jenkins roles and responsibilities, primary roles and responsibilities. Okay, and at last I'm going to share like what, I mean, how many companies ask these many questions. Okay, so what are the latest interview questions asking by different companies? I have prepared like almost 100 interview questions. Okay, so in coming days I'm going to prepare one more 100, I mean, like one more 100. So total 200 questions I'm going to prepare, like based upon my interview process. Okay, so I'm going to prepare all these questions to you and I will give back to you. Okay, so that's about the roles and
But
responsibilities. Overall,
for all the topics.
all the
Okay.
topics, yes, not particular to Jenkins, not particular to Git. Okay, that I'm not going to review.
Okay.
So on overall ga, okay, idi company. ఓకే, ఈ కంపెనీలో ఈ క్వశ్చన్స్ అడిగారు, ఇంకో కంపెనీ ఈ క్వశ్చన్స్ అడిగారు, అవి అట్లా మొత్తం ఇచ్చేస్తాం మీకు డేటా. ఓకేనా? I will share you.
Okay.
Once I'm done with all DevOps
Sure.
and AWS, I will share with that company, not company details, the questions asked by the company guys. Okay. So
Yeah, sure.
don't worry that I'm going to give that too. Okay. And
Okay.
interview questions. These are the interview questions. Even the roles and responsibilities also interview questions, guys. I mean, don't think that okay, these are only the interview questions. No, whatever I have told as part of the classes, those are all comes under interview questions only. But this interview questions, what I have done, like most of the time, they are going to ask these questions. Okay, that's why I have been. Okay, so it doesn't
Okay.
mean that
Okay.
only these are the interview questions. What are the roles and responsibility I have asked you? I have put it out here. And what are the document have been shared, like the entire Jenkins document. Okay, the copying up of Jenkins home folder. Okay, creation of master and slave concept, how you have set up master and slave concept. Okay, so everything comes under interview questions only. Okay, so you should be prepared with that. So here, see, sample I given 27 interview questions. What is the Jenkins and benefits of Jenkins? What is CACD? And I just 3 days back I attended for an interview. They asked this very simple question: what is CACD? What is the difference between CACD? Okay, and they have asked what is the difference between continuous delivery and deployment. And like almost 3 to 4 interviews, I got this question: what is the difference between continuous delivery and continuous deployment? Okay, even guys who took interview with us, I mean, who took coaching with us, they went for interview, right? I will ask them to provide me the questions what they have asked, and they are like most of the guys they explained. They asked me that okay, this is they have given me the detail interview questions. Like this is the question they have got. What is the difference between continuous delivery and continuous deployment? Explain the Jenkins directive structure is one thing. Explain Jenkins CI/CD pipeline. Okay, and what are the plugins you have downloaded as part of the project? This is one interview question I got. Okay, can you explain the Jenkins home folder process? This 10th question: how you will do a version upgrade for Jenkins without downtime? This is very, 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 very important. Okay, this is very, very, very important. I can say version upgrade. Most of the interviews they will ask you how you have updated your Jenkins version. Okay, and what is the build trigger? What are the types of build triggers? How many times of Jenkins pipelines available? Projects or jobs available? Okay, I have already explained you all in the classes itself. Pipeline I will explain you tomorrow. Okay, but these are the questions. Types of projects and Jenkins. How to change port number. Okay, I haven't explained you this, but I am going to be. I have an existing, I need all the configuration existing function new job. How you will do it? Okay, this is one more question also. I will explain you this. Why pipeline is job better than freestyle job? I have already given that. As disaster recovery, how you will set up a new Jenkins server using old one? How you are going to do that? You know the answer, right? As part of disaster recovery, you are going to set up a new Jenkins server using a old one. How we are going to do it? Disaster recovery గురించి చెప్పినప్పుడు ఏం చెప్పాను మీకు? డేటా అంతా వెళ్ళిపోయింది, దాన్ని ఎట్లా బ్యాక్ తీసుకుంటారు? ఎవడో డిలీట్ చేశారు డేటా అంతా, మీరు ఎట్లా బ్యాక్ తీసుకుంటారు, బ్యాకప్ తీసుకుంటారు దాన్ని? ఉన్నారా ఇద్దరు? సుష్మా
Yeah.
చెప్పా కదా కాన్సెప్ట్. డిజాస్టర్ రికవరీ అన్నప్పుడు కాన్సెప్ట్ మీకు ఏం చెప్పాను నేను? డిజాస్టర్ రికవరీ మీన్స్ వాట్ ఫస్ట్?
అంటే ఉన్న డేటా మొత్తం డిలీట్ అయిపోయినప్పుడు దాన్ని మళ్ళీ రికవర్ చేసుకోవాలి.
ఎట్లా చేసుకుంటాం అది? ఇప్పుడే కదా ఇందాక చెప్పాను కదా మీకు.
బ్యాకప్ యూస్ చేసి
యా, బ్యాకప్ యూస్
అదే.
చేసుకుంటాం. ఓకేనా? సో దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ వి కాల్ ఇట్ Jenkins home folder. Okay,
ఓకే.
Jenkins home
ఓకే.
folder is very necessary here so that we can able to come from the disaster. Okay, so what are the different
ఓకే.
CSCD things? What are the Jenkins upstream job and downstream job? I have told already. So what is Jenkins file? I have given that. Okay, can you give me some default Jenkins environmental variables? They will ask you this question, very, very important question. They will ask you like what are the Jenkins environmental variables? Go ahead and check that in browser also. You will see a lot of environmental variables. Okay, how to create a custom plugin? I have explained in our class how to create a custom plugin. How you're going to upload back to the Jenkins. Go back and see my videos again. How you will fix once the build is broken. Build ఒకవేళ బ్రోక్ అయిపోయిందంటే ఎలా ఫిక్స్ చేస్తావు దాన్ని? బ్రేక్ అయిన దానికి రీజన్స్ తెలుసుకుంటావా లేదా? తెలుసుకొని డెవలప్మెంట్ ఇష్యూవా, డెవాప్స్ ఇష్యూవా, డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ ఇష్యూ అన్ని చూసుకుంటాం కదా. సో దట్ యూ నీడ్ టు గివ్ ద ఆన్సర్ లైక్ దట్. ఓకే, సో వి విల్ సేవ్ based upon the issue details, we will go ahead and we will resolve that issue on Japani. Okay, na? What are the types of credentials available in Jenkins? Okay, what are the types of credentials available in Jenkins? See, ఒకసారి credential tab గురించి మీకు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశాను నేను. ఒకసారి వెళ్ళండి అక్కడికి వెళ్ళి చెక్ చేయండి. ఓకేనా? How many types of credentials available? Some with username and password, some with secret key and test, some with secret file. Okay, చెప్పారా
Yes.
లేదా ఇది credentials?
Yes. Yes.
So go ahead and check my video again back. Let's say one of my node get ఏదైనా నా నోడ్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద నోడ్ గాట్ డౌన్, ఐ మీన్ గెట్ డౌన్ ఆఫ్లైన్, హౌ యూ విల్ రన్ ద జాబ్ విత్ నో డౌన్ టైమ్, ఎలా రన్ చేస్తావు? ఓకే, గో అండ్ చెక్ ఇన్ ఇంటర్నెట్ టు అండ్ ఈవెన్ మై వీడియోస్ టు, యూ విల్ గెట్ ద ఆన్సర్. ఓకే, సో ఎస్, so these are the questions, real time roles and responsibilities and questions. Okay, and I will try to add few more. Okay, if I got the data. Okay, I have that data and I'm just rearranging all the data. Okay, so once my rearranging is done, I will just going to add a few more also to the roles and responsibilities and interview questions. Okay.
Okay.